So yeah, the agenda of this meeting is going to be like, introduction to Alteryx, what is Alteryx, and why reasons to learn Alteryx, and about Instructor, and what would be the career growth after Alteryx learning, and what would be the curriculum, and what would be the approach we are going to follow throughout the training session, and about the Alteryx certifications overview. And if the time permits, we can also see some commonly used famous tools in the Alteryx. All right. So with that, I'll move forward. The language, what I'm, the content, what I'm going to deliver. So it's going to be a layman term, because some might have been from the IT background, and some of you from a mechanical background, or some of you from different backgrounds. So my content should reach everyone. So that's why, whatever the example I'm going to quote, whatever the content I'm going to deliver, so it will be a layman language only. And once we go into this session, so with the each and everybody's background, with that, like, we can quote the example. So with that, I'll move forward. So introduction to Alteryx. And Alteryx is the simple term is, it's a self-support, the self-service analytical tool. How we call it as a Power BI or some other tool, they'll call it as a self-service tool. Why they are calling it as a self-service? You don't need to have any coding background. You don't need to know any Java or C or C++ or Python or R. You don't need to know anything. If you are passed out from the college, or if you are from some different background in the career, and if you want to switch into a data analytics field, and if you are new to Alteryx, I mean, you have never heard the term of Alteryx, still you can able to do the wonders in Alteryx. So that kind of tool it is. It's a software solution that allow users to quickly access, manipulate, analyze, and output the data. And normally people will tell the Alteryx is a kind of an ETL tool. It's not a ETL tool. It's more than that, actually. So, you can do more than it, the ETL activity here. So ETL workflows, you can able to do it in Alteryx, but analytical also is possible in Alteryx. Here we will call it as, like, normally if you're writing any program in Python, or if you're writing any program in C++, you will call it as a language, or a kind of subject, right? So here we will call it as a workflow. So whatever you are creating here, if you want to do any activity, so if you are doing that here, that will call it as a workflow. So this will implemented across many organizations in recent days, because of the the implementation easiness of this software, I would say, because anybody can learn and do, so they don't need to really depend on the IT people. So whoever is working on that operations field or business side, so they can learn themselves, and they can do the analysis activity in their end. So background of this Alteryx, so again, it's basically from US, and the Alteryx activities and everything, if you compare, so it will be highly sophisticated version of the MS Access. If you have used Microsoft Access in your lifetime, so you can correlate the Alteryx and MS Access active, the layout here, actually. So it will be, it's adopted from MS Access, but it's a very highly sophisticated version of that. Yeah, so reasons to learn Alteryx, probably I can show you. So, every year the trend of this Alteryx is going really high. So the demand of the software is really going high. A lot of product oriented markets, and everybody is, started using this. So worldwide, if you see, when it started in the 2017, it was, the usage was very less, but every year it's keep on increasing. And even if you see in India also, like, every year the percentage is getting increased. So this is from a Google trend. So the search of the tool, the usage of the tool, that based on that, this rating has given. So, the demand is getting increased. That's what I would say. And another reason is here. So on the Gartner review also, if you look for Alteryx, so it's highly rated.
Okay. Eat your sandwich. don't worry, it's for tomorrow. Until 10 minutes.
So this Gartner review also, it's highly rated software. So the 4.6 is the rating, and every, if you see the rating, so all will be like they'll all highlight that the highlight of the course is anybody can learn. So it's very easy to learn, and all you have to do is, once you know about the tool, like you have to apply the logical methods to arrive at the solution. Okay, so this is major two reasons, and the another one is, so as per the research, the Alteryx developer salary in India ranges between 4.1 lakhs to 15 lakhs with an average annual salary of 8.4 lakhs. So the demand is going high, so the skill set is, really it's demanding here. So the package we can negotiate like anything. So I'll give you a classic example in the upcoming slides. This is for Alteryx developer, but we have multiple layer in the developer. So developer, senior developer, architect, and solution architect roles. And it's a great at cleaning messy data. So like however your data is garbage, so you can clean it here, and you will have all the resources here to clean your data. And also, it's not only for analysis purpose. Alteryx also will allow you to automate your process. So that's really important. Normally nowadays people will call RPA, right? The robotic process automation. So they have Blue Prism, UiPath, and many tools, right? So that will mimic the human activities. So if you are doing any invoicing activity, or if you are doing any entry activity, so that will be automated in the coding, and the bot will do that activity. So now there is a new term called APA. So analytic process automation, that's emerging now. So Alteryx is a leader in that. So you can do automation also doing Alteryx. So even when I was doing my day-to-day work, so I automated many of my activities through Alteryx itself. Like I'm from a supply chain background. So when I do a follow-up with the supplier, so I have to take all the open pending orders, and I need to send email to the supplier for the status actually. So what happened to this part and when this will get delivered. So that activity, if you imagine, like I have around 150 suppliers I need to handle. So if I need to send every supplier separate email, definitely that's going to take a lot of time. Previously, they were using a macro method for that, and I have introduced the Alteryx to that. So Alteryx, once the flow runs, within a minute, the email will go to all the 150 suppliers in the same time. So that kind of automation, and more than that of automation is possible in the Alteryx. Okay, so now you learn like the what is Alteryx and what reasons to learn Alteryx. And probably this should be the first slide, but I'm taking now. So about me, so I have graduated in production engineering. The reason why I'm highlighting this is, you can see I'm from a production engineering. I worked in the production line first 3 years, and I worked in the manufacturing industry, and then I switched to the analytical field, and today I'm here. So after learning the Alteryx, my career got completely changed. The reason why I'm highlighting is, I don't know C++, I don't know Java, I don't know Python or R, I don't know any programming language, but still I could able to automate, I could able to do the analytical tool with the help of Alteryx. So that's the change here. And overall, I have 10 plus years of experience in manufacturing, production based and service based industries, and 6 plus years of experience in data analytics. And my primary skill is Alteryx, ClickView, and Power BI. So I'm also a Alteryx designer course certified professional, and I'm also certified UiPath developer, advanced developer, and Six Sigma green belt holder. So on this Alteryx designer course certified, so I'm sure like you also can become the certified professional. So after end of this training session, our aim is to to learn all the tools, and whatever we learned, we are going to apply, and we are going to write the exam in end of the session to get everyone certified. So that's about me. And also, like I quoted a few minutes back, I would also like to show you how is the career growth like after learning the Alteryx. So that I'm really interested to show that actually. uh, as I explained, I am from the production background. So I started my career in the 2011 in a manufacturing industry as a production engineer. And then I switched from production domain to the supply chain domain. So I got, after 3-4 years, I got 24% hike. So when I moved from the production to supply chain field, and after 3 years, like I moved from supply chain field to the supply chain analytics. That time I don't know Alteryx, but I want to move into analytical field. So I got a chance and I moved to it. And once I moved to the supply chain analytical field, like I learned Alteryx, ClickView, or Power BI and everything. So I applied in my previous organization, and I got experienced around 6 years there. After that, when I want to move out of the organization with the Alteryx, so I got really three offers. So one is with the 75% hike, one is with the 127% hike, and one is with the 70% hike. So that's the reality of the Alteryx. So why I'm taking this example is, like, I want to give my example to you, so that like you will get motivated. So even with the production background, without any coding background, I'm able to learn the tool. I'm able to do the lot of automation and a lot of analytical activities. Means like you also can do. Definitely you guys will be better than me, like in terms of the programming background and SQL background and everything. So whatever the time and whatever the money you are going to spend to learn the Alteryx, it's going to be, it will help you in your career growth, and it will help you in your, if you are switching the company, or if you want to get into a next domain,
Yes.
that will be really helpful for you. So I give pause here. Uh, Anyone have questions still here?
How long will this course, how long is the course, and basically how long will it take to complete it if you're working, like, what's the estimate you will say?
Yeah, it's 30 hours. Okay, so 25 to 30 hours. We can take it as a 30 hours session.
30 hours, 30 hours to complete the entire course.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And one lesson will be how many, 1 hours?
It's we cannot call it as a lesson. So how I
Uh,
designed a curriculum is, like, I designed the core concepts into a 4 module actually.
yeah.
So first 2 weeks I'm planning to do complete the it's coming in upcoming slides actually. So first two
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
you'll be covering the core concepts, and next week, the third week, will be advanced concept like macro and other stuffs. And last week we can prepare for the certification exam, and we can give it a try for exam, and we can get certified with the advanced concepts lessons.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi, how about downloading the Alteryx tool?
Tool comes 30 days trial version, so you have to download when we are starting the class. I'm not sure like when it's going to start. So when it starts, so you can download on that day, because if you're downloading before that, your 30 days will cross. So the demo version will be available uh, in the Alteryx site itself. So you need to register for the community, and you can download the trial version from the internet, and you can install it in your system. That's 30 days is valid. After 30 days, automatically it will get expired.
And should laptop have some specific specifications to get installed, like Windows 10, 7, and all?
Windows 7, 10 will not be a problem, but RAM alone, like I think you should have at least 8 GB.
Okay. And
What
you
if
said like we should have some knowledge on MS Access, right? So
No, no,
like
you don't
what
need
is
to
the
have no, you don't need to have a knowledge on MS Access. I just giving code to like compare the how it's evolved. That's it. So
okay?
you don't need to know even Excel actually. So you can start from scratch here.
But basic Excel formulas I should be like people should be knowing, right?
That itself is a separate formula available here actually. So
Okay, it's a different formula.
yeah, this tool will give you the template itself. So if you are selecting any formula, that will give you the template itself. You just need to select the field and give the the value. That's it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
what
Anybody?
what if
What would be the sorry, go ahead.
no, Gautam, after you.
I mean, what would be the timings?
Yeah.
That, you know,
Timings you have to talk to organizer only. I'm not sure about the timing and when it's going to start. So since it's only a demo session, so I'm just taking everyone through like what you can expect from the training session.
so you have already trained multiple people with the same organization, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the timing that, like, you know, it was always different, or
Normally, they do 8 p.m.
okay?
Is that on weekdays or
weekdays.
oh no, okay, 8 p.m. So it's 3:30. Okay, and okay.
So Mukesh, are you in Europe?
Yes, I am.
All right, okay. Anybody has any other questions
Yeah.
still here?
So I just want to know, so you cover whole module like designer, server?
No, only designer, Ravi, because in order to cover the server, like I don't have a resource, so I have only the designer installed in my machine. So I'll be covering only the designer, but in the designer itself, like you will be covering the core concepts, macros, and user interface apps. Like you can develop an app, right? So app, I'll be helping out, and reporting and certification support. Like during the session itself, I'll help you, like these are all the questions will come, or these kind of questions will come in the exam. So that and all, like I'll help you out. And every week, probably I'll take you through the, when I go to the approach screen, you will get an answer for it. But we are covering only the Alteryx designer.
Do we have online, offline classes also?
No, only online I'm doing, Ravi Ranjan.
You're from which place? If you can mention.
No, I'm conducting from Chennai actually. So I think, the organizer is in Hyderabad.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so yeah, so even for the example, we create our reports. So if we are not sending reports to the end user, so what is the mean of that, those reports? It's not a good, right?
I didn't get you. Can you come again?
So we can to create our reports, the whatever the transformation and the filter we have to apply, right? So visualization level we able to do in a designer or something other tools
Yeah,
they
you
require.
can do it designer itself. Like, whatever the report development, we can do it designer itself. The server will help you to schedule the workflow and, run the workflow in the cloud environment. So that is the server work actually. But whatever the transformation activity, the reporting activity, everything will be done in the designer only. Even if you go the organization level also, everyone will not have access to the server. Only the specific people will have the administrator access to the service, and you have to submit your workflow to them, and they will publish it in the server, and they'll run the workflow in the cloud environment. So everyone will not have access to the service.
Understood. Yeah, so that is the one yeah thought. I thought, okay, we create our reports, but if you're not sharing this report to end user, so our reports, it doesn't matter, right? Means doesn't mean the value of report, right?
Yeah. So I'll teach you till you publish the report. I mean, you can able to see your report. So how to, before you publish any report to the server, what are all the things you have to check, that also I'll tell you, like the mail configuration, and what are all the things to for the effective run of the workflow. Like you should have some configuration. For example, you should not have the browse tools inside the workflow. If you have, like, your running workflow running time in this server will be very slow. So that are all things I'll teach you, but specific to service, definitely we will not cover that.
Okay. So
I hope.
one thing gives so like that in a like, okay, you are from the IT background, so I just want to know, so in a organization level means how the people are working in most of or development in a designer, or then it's required to other things here.
Everyone will work on the designer only. Only few
Designer.
people only work with the service.
Okay, so everything is available in the scheduler, is available in the designer. It's not required to go in the service service level. There we not required to any configuration to schedule our reports, right?
Service level only, I mean, in the server only, you can able to schedule your workflow actually. So you can create your report or you can create your workflow with the designer. So once you have done, you need to save the workflow and you have to share the workflow with the who has access to the server. So they will take your workflow and they'll schedule in the server, like every day 6 p.m. So that setup they will do actually.
Okay, 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 understood. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah. But on my experience, so like the expectation always from the organization is like you should know the developer, I mean Alteryx designer only, most of the cases. Any other question from anyone, or shall I proceed? Okay, I'll take it as yes. I'll move
Yeah.
forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
yeah, Mukesh.
What's the cost? What's the cost?
That you have to check with the organizer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sure. Sure. And what's their email or ID? So I only got the invitation for this call. I don't know who to contact for further details. Can you put that in the chat?
Anusha, can you share your email ID or contact number in the chat window?
Please. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I will send the details.
thank you.
Yeah.
So with that, I'll move forward. So on the curriculum, so how, there is how I designed is I have arrived this from the the Alteryx Academy actually. So how they are designed to teach, so same way I have adapted that actually. So the core concepts I split it into a part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. Your 90% of the analysis activity will include only with this part, the within this part 4, 90%, and remaining 10% only will fall in the other tools. That is on the analysis part. When it comes to analytics, so that's more advanced, like the regression analysis. So all those things will come under the analytics. So to do the analysis, like the core concepts, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So the first week we will be covering the part 1 and part 2. So this will have the part 1 will have the navigation of the designer interface and reading data and viewing data and data types and writing data. So when I say here reading data, so I'm giving here as an one line actually, but that reading data itself will have 4 to 5 tools in it. Okay, so viewing data again, so that is one tool, and data type is one tool, and writing data we have one tool. So likewise, we'll have a multiple tool or a single tool in each concept. And core concept part 2, I have subdivided into a data preparation and data blending. So when it comes to a preparation like sort, sample, cleansing, and this select the record and unique. And when it comes to a blending, so join, union, append, and find, replace will all come. So if you are from a programming background, like you might have heard the terminologies in your language also. So the same purpose only here, but it's more sophisticated version. I'll show you in once I done with the presentation. Probably I can show you the interface also. And week 2, so I'll be covering the core concepts part 3. So text and data parsing, so viewing data, transposing, summarizing, crosstab. And part 4, filtering, writing formulas and a row formula. With all these core concept, part 4 will cover. So till this part 4 only will be syllabus for your Alteryx core certification. So I'll when it comes to that slide, like I will explain you what is that certification. And after that, like we'll go to the advanced concepts part 1. So that is building report, table, charting, report text and layout and render. And advanced concepts part 2, so building macros. And part 3 is building app interface tools in database. And the last week, like we will go through all the wherever on your day-to-day work, if you want some specific area to be focused or like that, and the certification support, all those things we can cover it in the last week. So here I will not be able to tell you that like each day what is the tool I will cover, because that will differ actually. One day, like probably we can have less example, one day we can have more example. So it depends actually. So that's why I did not give you the day wise. I can give you the weekly plan. Definitely we can cover the topic within that week, so that I can confirm you. On the approach, so the approach like what I'm going to follow is, so normally what I'll do, like individual tool use case I will tell you, and strength of the tool and how to use that particular tool, and also what are all the possible operations can be done with that specific tool. I will tell you with the example. For example, if you are extracting any CSV file, the input data only is the tool. Whereas the input data tool, you can connect to the database, you can connect to the CSV file, you can connect multiple Excel into a single Excel file, you can connect multiple sheets into a single sheet. So that are all the possible operations. So I will show you, I will teach you with the example of possible operations and pros and cons of specific tool, and the potential designer certification exam questions on that particular tool itself. For example, if I'm teaching you the browse tool, during this session itself, I will tell you like what kind of tools, questions, or what kind of questions we can expect in the exam. So you can make a note of that, and end of the week, like we can give it a try. And once we cover the Monday to Friday session, so Friday, I'll give you the practical exercise work that is called a challenge, weekly challenge. So with that, like whatever you learned from Monday to Friday, that challenge will have that tool only. So you can able to practice that weekly challenge. And every day initial 5 minutes will be a refreshing session of previous learned topics, because we should not forget that. So we will refreshing that. And the last 5 to 10 minutes will be dedicated for Q&A. And after each module, we'll have a dedicated time to review the challenge exercise solution. So if we are connecting on Monday, so whatever the challenge we shared last week, we will review that and we will discuss the solution. With that only, like we'll continue the next week. This is going to be my approach on the training. So I'll give you a pause here before going into a certification mode. So anybody has question on the training curriculum and training approach, you can
Yeah,
open up.
so yeah, so
Yeah, Ravi, please proceed. Ravi, I think you are on mute, so we are not able to hear you if you are speaking.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah. Yeah. So my question is, okay, we can to connect Excel, CSV, and all the things. So I just want to know, so we can to connect.
Again, your voice is disconnected, so we are not able to hear you.
Means I just want to know. So apart from on premises, we can to connect a cloud.
Cloud, I can tell you like how to do, but practically, I cannot show you because of the again, I cannot show from my personal PC, right? So I will not be able to show you that. But I can tell you the steps, like how to connect into a Oracle database, like how to connect to a SQL server, that I can tell you. So probably you can apply the same step in your the office system to check and to establish the connection.
Okay. Okay. So it is a possible the cloud as a source we can to connect. It is a possible here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
possible,
only
it's
on
possible, it's possible.
Azure data like that.
Sorry.
Azure for like that the
Yeah,
Azure
Azure,
data.
yeah, it's possible to connect. The Alteryx is, able to connect into almost all the databases. And the speciality of the Alteryx is like only the Alteryx tool will give you the output directly to the Tableau dashboard input format, that is .tde. So that format only the Alteryx can give you that output. None other tool can, throw that output actually. You can create the QVX files for the ClickView dashboard. You can create the .tde files for Tableau dashboard. You can create, all kind of formats. You can create PDF, Excel, everything.
And Power BI as a output.
A Power BI anyway, you will be using the other outputs only, right? Like there is no specific input required for Power BI like a Tableau and ClickView. If you take a ClickView, if you are using a .qvx file, your data reading will be very fast, right? And if you are using .tde file, so your Tableau, will be very fast, like in terms of the reading the data. Likewise, there is no such specific format required for Power BI. Power BI can able to do all the read all the data. So you can select, like for example, if you want to give the data in the .csv format, you can write it in the .csv and you can give it.
Okay, okay, as a output, right?
Yeah, that's depends on your business need.
Okay. So here means here in Alteryx we okay, you've done all the transformation, we get the output as for CSV, TXV means whatever. So then after we need to connect through by Tableau or QuickView as a source.
That's for visualization. If you have a visualization purpose, yes, you have to use the data to display it in the ClickView or Tableau.
Okay,
If you don't
there is
have that, yeah, if you want some reporting kind of thing, or if you want to just to only cleanse the data, or if you want to club any data, that activity you can finish it up within Alteryx itself. It depends on the business need.
okay, okay. That's just from my side. Okay. Hey, thanks.
Yeah, anyone can having questions on the training approach and the curriculum? Okay, I'll take it as yes. So no questions, so I'll move forward. So on the certification overview, as many of you aware, like every software provider will offer you the the certifications process also. Like if you are Azure background, like you have a Azure fundamental, and if you are a Power BI background, you have a PL 900 and AZ 900 and all the exams Microsoft is conducting, right? So similarly, Alteryx also has the plan. They have a structure. So their certification system is split into three: designer core, designer advanced, and designer expert. So core and advanced is free. You don't need to pay. And for expert, you have to pay USD 150 per exam. So you can take this exam every week once. For example, today is Wednesday. If you are attempting this exam, and unfortunately, if you are not passed, don't worry, next Wednesday the same time your the exam again will get open, so you can try after 1 week. So every 7 days you can give it a try for the exam. There is no limitation on that. And 2 hours is the exam. It's an open book exam. You can refer to any material, Google or any material, you can refer it. And the pass mark is 80%. You have to take it. So 80 questions will be there. And also it's not it's all the questions are not multiple choice. So out of that 87 question will be a practical question. They'll give you the data and you have to put it in your Alteryx designer window and you have to find the solution. So with the Alteryx only, like you'll be able to answer that 7 question that is having more marks. Every practical question has 3 marks. So remaining all 1 mark. So 80 questions will be there. So out of 100, you have to take more than 80 to pass the designer core exam. And advanced also same rule, but the question is 40. You will have more number of the practical questions. So once you are passing the designer core exam only, you will be eligible to write the advanced exam. And also this certificate has the expiry date also. Like if you are passing this exam this month, the June 2022, so it will valid for 2 years. So after 2 years, automatically it will get expired and you have to write the exam again to get recertification. So I have taken April 2020, I have done the exam, and my certificate got expired this April, and last month again I have written the exam and I got recertified. So likewise, every 2 years you have to take. Or else what you can do is, for example, designer core exam you are passing in June 2022. So 1 year you are working on your day-to-day business and you got familiarized with the tools, you are very confident. Next year, if you are taking a designer advanced exam, for example, June 2023, you cracked the designer advanced exam, means from that date, your core certificate also will extend to 2 years. Without passing, like if you're attending now, if you're cracking now, so June 2024 is the last day, I mean expiry date for core, right? If you are passing in June 2023 advanced exam, so your certificate will get moved to June 2025. Like the 2 years will get extended from that particular date. So that's how they designed it actually. So advantage of this getting certification is like you can go any job searching site and you can look for the Alteryx recruitment, and definitely there will be a line like the Alteryx designer core certified is preferable or mandatory. Because if you pass this exam, it's a stamp that like you are very familiar with the core concepts, and you will be able to develop develop a analytical tool, I mean the ETL tool or workflow, everything you can able to develop with the designer I mean the core tools. So that what it indicates. When it comes to an advanced version, that will have the map, the map data, and developing an application and macros will cover in the designer advanced exam. So we can take the training into a two way, like one, we can cover all the tools we can wind up. So another one, like we can cover the tools as quick as possible, and we can spend some time on the certification preparation. So with that, like you'll be able to pass the exam, you get certified. So with that, like it will added advantage to your resume, and definitely that will if you are switching the career, so it will really help you a lot. So that's on the certification. So how it the training is going to be, like whether it's a certification oriented or only covering the tool, so that depends on you guys, like how you want to proceed. So that's on your you can confirm on that. So anybody has question on the certification overview?
Yeah, no, everything is fine.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So before I want to explain you some key tools used in Alteryx, because if you are from a programming background, like you will be very well versed with the union, join and all. So how that tools are easy in Alteryx, so that I want to show you. So I'll just take you through some 2 to 3 tools, the key tools used in Alteryx. Okay. Yeah, so here we can see the union. So let's assume that you have two data sets, two table. So 2011 customers, and you have the field name as ID, name and the data, and 2012 customers. So you have ID and full name. Okay, so you could see both the table, the common field is ID, and the name field, if you see, the content is same, but the header is different. All right. So name is the 2011 table, and 2012 table it calling as full name. Okay. So here, this is a union tool here. And normally what we do is like we will connect these two data into this particular tool. It's all drag and drop approach only. You don't need to write or type anything. You just drag the tool and give the connection. That's it. So you connect the 2011 table. So it takes the header of that, and this data will be transferred. And once you connect the 2012 table, it will take the header name. So wherever the match is there, it will get matched. If the field is not matching, so that will be moved automatically to the another column. This is an automatic configuration. You can see it here. So I'm showing in the cursor. It's automatic configuration. So the system is itself is identifying the unique, I mean the same columns, and the field name is different, means that moving to the another column. So now the ID will be written below that, but full name will be in the separate column. So this is output of the automatic configuration. But our requirement is like name and full name is the same content, only the field name is different. So we need to move this full name content here. So in order to do that, only thing you have to change the parameter in the configuration window only. Like if you change the manual configuration, and you will be able to move the field to here. So now all the data will become here. So both will be unioned together. And whatever the output you will get, The manually configured you will get in this manner, and automatically configured you will get in this manner. That's it. You don't need to type or write anything here. So it's all drag and drop approach. I'll in a minute I'll show you in the Alteryx interface itself. Quickly I'll show you the joins also. So definitely you might have heard this terminology in your work. So left input and right input is there. So the left ID, I mean the left input has ID and first name, and right had ID and the last name. So again, you will join here the left and right. So the join output will give you only the 12 is ID 12 is matching here. So for the 12 from the left input, the first name John, and 12 for the last name is Dear. So that's appended here. So your join output will show like this. And left output, this detailing, like during the class I can explain you, so I'm just giving the overview now. So the left output is, so the left input, whatever you have, whatever the data is not matching with the right input, so only it has the left side, so that alone will be populated in the left output. So the 33 team you don't find here, it's not available in the right input, so it's only the left output. And the right output, so you don't have ID2 Smith, so that alone it's written here. So likewise, like you can see, it's very easy to use the join also. So before I take for the tools, I'll show you the interface. Are you able to see my Alteryx screen?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see now. Yeah.
Super. So this is Alteryx trial version. The licensed version also will remain same, so no change in that. And whatever you see white space drop tools here, this is we will call it as canvas. Here only we will create a workflow, and below that it's a results window. We'll call it as a results window. Here you will be able to see the results of the workflow, like what you develop. And this one is the configuration window. Here only, like you will configure the tool, the parameters for the tool, like you will configure it here. And this is again the tool palette. So this will have all the tools here. So this will have grouped into in and out, preparation, join. So for example, in and out, if you take, so it's all the tools will be available here. So preparation, if you take, it has auto field, create sample, data cleansing, filter, formula, everything is available here. And join. So likewise, there will be many tools, and whatever the frequently used tools, we can add it to the favorite, so that you can drag and drop. And the complete detailed interface, like I'll take you through in the class, because I don't want to waste the time. So I'll just show you one example. Like, so if you want to read any file, like you just need to drag and drop, that's it. So now you need to connect a file here, and you can create a record limit here, and whatever the configuration, you can do it here. So you don't need to, there is no space to write the code, or there is no space to write the language here. So you just need to drag and drop. I'll open any workflow here. Yeah, so this is output tool. It's just reading the data, and it's a different operations of the output, like single CSV file or YXDB file. So all these things we can do it here. And you can do the input output. If you take, you can browse the data, input, output, and the map input also. You can give like latitude, longitude. If you give, it will pick the location, and you can analyze the data, like distance between from this two from this place that you can take. And preparation, you can assign the field type and creating the samples and cleansing the data, like removing the white spaces. And if you want to remove any delimiter, so that you can do it here. And if it's a null value, if you want to replace with the 0, that you can do it here. And the filter, so if you want to split the data, we can use a filter. And you can also use the multiple field filter you can do here, actually, like multiple conditions you can write. And the formula, even in the formula tool, if you take, like, you can write an expression and you can save that, actually. So whatever the expression you have saved, you can use that into a different tool or different workflow also. If you are writing any formula here and you feel that this formula will be useful in future, you can save that in name. And if you're doing some other workflow activity, you can pick, you can import that file and you can use the same formula here, and you can do some column name change and all, you can do that. You don't need to write the big formula again and again. And it generate rows, imputation, so multi-field binning. These all will be available. And record ID, it assign the ranks, actually, and the sample, so how much sample we need to process. And select, so it will be used to select or deselect the columns required. All these things we can do. And join is the key, like find and replace, join or join multiple, it all will be available here. So it's again, I would like to reiterate that it's easy to learn, and you can take off some time from your work and you can learn the tool. Definitely it will be worthwhile. It will be really helpful in your career growth also. So with that, I'll stop here. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.